Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Christmas Eve for you guys. I'd like to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and a happy holiday if you don't. The UK, I think, looks stunning over Christmas with all the lights and kind of the fact that people are focusing on one positive thing. I think it makes it a really beautiful place. I've got one task today. Take this to MOT and pray it passes. If it does, then this bike will be ready to move on to its next owner. So, fingers crossed. Okay, so it looks like you go through here to get to the bulbs, which is cool. Look at the steering stem, look at the joint. There's a joint there, a joint down there. Look when I pull the steering. That's unbelievable, look at that. Like I said, these bikes were, unbelievable. Right, I can probably get to that bulb using my fat hand. Saying that, I can't see how it pops out. It looks like it's on a spring system. Alright, let me try and do something. All I need to do is get it out. I think it's the right one that's not working. I think the left one is high beam and that does work. So I believe it's that front right one I need to get out, have a look at it or replace it. Everything else looks pretty good under here. The yellow, I think it was grey before. I see lots of grey underneath, unless that's a primer. I actually found a rear panel for this bike for like 90 quid, which looks to be this yellow, but it doesn't have the Dunlop stickers, so it's not worth doing it. Right, let me see if I can sort this bulb out. So, I'm going to try best to explain what's going on here. This single specialist bulb, look at that, it's all in one. It's complex, okay, unless this cap comes off, but even then it's complex. I tried switching to brake light with a single filament, so exactly the same, didn't work. That means that something to the mechanism isn't right. It could be as simple as this green needing a clean, but I doubt it. So the other option we've got here is to just wire a full-time light when the side lights come on. Now, funny enough, this bike has two side lights. Has a little one on the left, little one on the right. I've got them here. I've got the wires here, you see. So there, look, two side lights. Now I've taken off an earth and the power from the left side light, which was blown anyway. So we have one working side light. And what I'm going to do is put in this as the main light. So it's simple, plug and play. Clip this onto an earth and the power, and we should have a working light. I'm going to just clip them on now, fire us up, and check to see that I'm right. I could be wrong. I normally am. If that's okay, then all I have to do is work out how to keep this seated. It's probably as simple as getting that spring to clamp down on it again, and we should be back to where we were. So let me plug these in and see if my theory's right, that this will come on as a main beam anyway. So I've literally plugged into the side light wires. Where's the housing to show you what I mean? I mean, you've seen what I mean anyway. Let's fire this up. Hey, there you go. Okay, so we've got our main light. If I turn the switch off, technically it should go off. Good. Probably a better setup than the original anyway. Right, so I need to put that in the housing and bend the spring down so that it springs and holds it in place, because that's literally what holds it in place. It's that spring there. Although it's such a weird system. Does it turn or something? You can turn the spring. Alright, so what I'm going to do is turn the spring, load it, and then you turn it up. Right, that makes more sense. I should have worked that out much earlier. Okay, let me get that main light in, and we should be at a good stage there. If that's the case, I'll get this rear panel put back on. I'll take the top panel with me, I'll jump in the car and I'll go and find the closest match I can with a touch-up paint, so that we can do a lot of these little touch-ups. And my aim would be to possibly sand them down a bit and try and blend them in, but I've never done that before, so I'm probably dreaming big time. Okay, so we have our normal running light, and then with the high beam switch we should have a switch over. Let's just double check that. There you go, switch over. Okay, second light comes on, that's what creates the high beam. Lovely. We're good, we're back to normal there, which is great news. That can all go back on together. What I did was use the original spring, guys. I just sprung it back and pulled it up. They don't feel like the most secure, but actually it feels fine. It feels fairly solid. Alright, good. So technically this bike does it have a horn? Do we have all our indicators? Front left, rear left? Let's go right. Good. Wow, this little thing, wow, could be MOT-able. I might even take it tomorrow. Obviously it'll need to go into a fan. It's not insured or anything at this stage. Alright, cool. Let me get all the backing back on here, this bit here. I actually bought a nice plastic cleaner which I'll use later. I kind of back to black, so I'll give it a good clean and then I'll back to black it later. So I'm very happy. I'm going to put a bit of tape around here just to help it kind of sandwich so we're not loose. You need to make a little ball on the end of here, otherwise it's not MOT-able. It has to. You can do that with tape. You just make a tape ball on there. And that's it. And then this bike to me looks MOT-able. Tyres are good, brakes work, everything else is good. So yeah. Again, I'm going to say, if anybody's interested in this bike, let me know. I'm sure we can agree a reasonable price. I've got the V62 form. It will take you about 6 weeks to get your logbook, but you can, once the kind of system's gone through, a week later or two, you can ring them up and tax it, so you can use this bike on the road. Which, you know, it's such a cool bike, it should be on the road really. It's a de-restricted 50cc. And it all works good. So let me know and we can agree a good price. And I'm telling you, the price we agree, you guys, you'll be making profit. That's a promise. You know, if you sell it in a year's time, it's such a cool bike, you should be making profit. Right, let me get this rear panel back on, and then I'm going to look at taking that panel with me to Halford's to go and see if I can get a better matching touch-up. So I'm not going to achieve what I'd like to achieve with the panels, and I think I kind of need to accept that that's okay. Online there is a rear panel in yellow for 60 quid. You can get the side panels for 30 quid for the pair. You can get the majority of these panels, but I just don't know if they're the same colour, and at the moment there's no point messing. What I might get is I might get the rear yellow seat cover, or even black actually, just to tie it all in. That could be pretty cool, especially as this has a bit of a rip in it. That could be quite fun. Otherwise, yeah, there's not much more I can do. I mean, they look terrible. When you come and view a bike with this kind of heritage, they look terrible. But this is what we've got. I'm going to give these plastics a bit of a wipe. I've got a little bit of washing up liquid and water. Remember, don't use washing up liquid on your cars or bikes. It strips the waxwork. But once I've done all of this stuff, I'm going to be recoating and re-waxing, so that'll be okay. So I'm going to clean up all these black plastics, just get them looking new again, and then I've got a back to black bumper spray over there just to tighten them up a little bit. So that's what I'm going to work on.
A few moments later.
Started first press of the button. I can't believe how well I did with this bike, if I'm being honest. I have no idea if you guys can hear me. I forget that I painted the back wheel. I forget I did the rim sticker set. Yeah, I'm really surprised. I did a good job on this bike. I'm going to let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes to charge its battery a touch, and we might even give it a quick clean. I mean, it's been in the garage, so it's clean enough, but quick clean, maybe a spray of wax, and then we'll put it back to bed. It's a great bike, I really like it. It sounds amazing as well. That rides so well. The reason I don't jump on that much is because I have this thing in me that feels like, well, if I jump on that, it will basically, something else will go wrong. And that's just me being a bit paranoid. That drives beautifully, that bike. So everything is as it should be. The steering is great, no notches, it's smooth. The brakes work well, everything works well. That's a good solid bike. I'm going to see if the paintwork's dry enough on here for me to apply the clear with the brush. If it is, I'll clear that on, and then at some point down the line I should be able to sand it. It'll probably be tomorrow or Thursday actually. Sand it a bit and compound it and wax it, and then that's kind of the final thing. I might actually take it to an MOT on Thursday as well to you know, to get it done and on the road, because if I can get it sold anytime soon at a reasonable price, then I'd rather do that than wait 6 to 8 weeks for the logbook.